What is up, YouTube? So last week we looked at how to create a bass multi-sample patch for Falcon. So let's create a kick sound to go with that, and let's explore how to use different parts in Falcon within one project. Let's dive in and have a look. So we've got the bass sound here, we've got one instrument loaded, and that's Falcon. And Falcon has the ability to create multi-timbral patches. And what that means is you can have several parts, like a kick, bass, several percussion modules, loaded within a project and triggered by different MIDI tracks. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and we're going to make a kick sound alongside this bass sound, which we made last time. So I've created a new project. I've loaded up Falcon with our sound that we created last time. So Cubase is a pretty cool feature that's kind of like an automatic routing for the MIDI. So if you select, for example, Falcon, it's going to be easier to show in a big project. But however, if you select Falcon and then right click on it and say add track, MIDI track, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically send this MIDI track to Falcon to the next MIDI channel that's unused in Falcon. So then if we do it again on this MIDI track here, add track MIDI, what it's going to do is it's going to then add to Falcon MIDI channel 3. And so we can quickly and easily create a variety of MIDI channels to trigger. But for this example, we're just going to use 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and put in the sort of same arrangement that our kick would have, like this. Now we can go over to Falcon, and over here, select the plus button, and it's given us a new module over here that says empty. And you'll notice there's nothing happening here. So we can go over to the drum and simply just drag and drop it. So depending on what you want, if you want this project's kick to be tuned to a specific frequency, you can sort of change the key mapping, or you can do it on the drum module itself here on the frequency. I kind of prefer to do this because I find that, it's not often that I'll have a kick that's tuned exactly to the frequency of the bass, just based on the fact that, a kick sort of spans a variety of different pitches. So it's hard to get it it's hard to find that exact pitch that it's kind of like fundamental is. Anyway, I digress. So first things first, we're going to want to drag this mixer sort of slider all the way over to oscillator. We don't want any noise coming through. And then we can drag this down to whichever sort of pitch we want to be our fundamental of the sound. Let's say, for example, an A. So here we've got the pitch modulation section, and we're just going to want to set the depth up like this. And let's have a listen to what's happening now. So obviously here, this amp envelope is not going to give us very much control over the dynamics of the sound because it's just an attack decay. However, Falcon has got a plethora of different envelopes to choose from. So we're going to want to drag it over onto this gain over here at the bottom so that it triggers with the key. So when the sort of note strikes, the envelope is going to trigger. Then we go edit modulations, and we can tweak these settings over here to get a much tighter sound. We've also got the ability to kind of create curves here, which we don't have in the original drum module. So it kind of advances the features quite a bit. So what I like to do with my kicks is I like to create layers. So I like to create another layer, almost like a sub-layer that's going to be our sort of fundamental layer of the kick. And this one we can tune to a specific frequency of the track. So the first one, we're going to kind of tune to whatever sounds best. And this one, we're going to be tuned to specifically to A. And I find that's a much better way of creating a much tighter kick sound, rather than trying to pitch the sort of sound that's actually pitch shifting. I create another layer that's not doing the pitch shifted effect. It's just got that low kind of doop, doop kind of sound. And then we're going to put a envelope onto that gain of that oscillator. So one thing I've done here, which I shouldn't have, and this is actually perfect for me to sort of explain now. I want to create a second layer or a second key group here with that drum module on it. So let's actually just remove this and go over to our modules and just drag it here. And then I'm going to redo these settings and pitch it down to A. Now we can put the envelope on this sound, onto the gain over here. We can go edit. And what we're going to want to do is we want to turn this attack up a little bit. And we can actually go back and enable that first sound. So we want to create like the sort of pluck of the sound with the first oscillator or the first key group. And then, use an envelope to kind of dip it down while we use an envelope to bring up the sort of subtone or the actual sort of fundamental tone of the kick sound. So here over at the tree section, you can use this to find different key groups. So these would be our different drums. So I disabled the first one, and we can just go ahead and enable that again. And now we can go and tweak those envelopes to get the perfect sound. So depending on your taste, obviously you can kind of tweak these decay attack settings to create the kick sound that you desire. So yeah, now we've created two layers that are very easily, sort of can be controlled via different MIDI channels, and there's much less strain on the CPU than loading multiple different plugins within a project. And we can go ahead and create different synth sounds and, all sorts of percussion and stuff, and, apply effects and stuff from within Falcon itself. So essentially, Cubase would become like your sequencer, and a lot of the kind of bulk kind of processing and stuff could happen within Falcon itself. So it's definitely very capable of doing that. So yeah, let's actually go back and listen to what the bass sounds like as well alongside this. Awesome. I hope that helps you guys out. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're already creating your kicks and stuff inside Falcon, let me know as well in those comments. If you've got any techniques and stuff that I can maybe learn in Falcon, because I've just started using this plugin, also let me know in the comments. A big thanks to IDM Mag, proud supporters of the dance music scene and my channel. I'm going to go ahead and post this kick drum patch. I mean, it's not amazingly complex or anything, but I'm going to post it on my Patreon along with another couple of kick patches for my Patreon supporters. So if you're keen to grab that, head on over to the link in the description and see what I'm talking about. Check out the different pledges I've got for you there. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.